Welcome to 𝐒𝐼RA Yoga. Today's class we're opening the hamstrings, stimulating into the urinary bladder meridian and releasing the emotion of fear that may be held within the body. Come into a comfortable child position. You could use a cushion under the pelvis or head, the arms in front or at the side of the body. Roll back and release the shoulders. Make sure the arms are comfortable. Allowing the spine to round. Soft belly. Release any holding within the lower back, the pelvis, and just feeling some softness come to your shape here. We're just going to spend a couple of minutes in stillness, beginning to notice the natural breath as it enters your nose. Observe the exhale as it leaves your body, observing any natural space between the breath. No control, no force. Just noticing the quality of your breath in this moment. As you keep your attention with the breath, noticing the rhythm of each inhale and exhale. And noticing where in the body you can feel the breath. Maybe the back of the heart, the belly, into your chest, the sides of the body. Bring in the awareness back to your body now. Gently rolling out of the child pose to stay in a kneeling position here. Bring your awareness to the feet, and if you need some support, just grab a couple of blocks or cushions. Straddle your support so the pressure's taken off the top of the feet. You can stay in this position. It will be for a 2-minute hold. If you wish to increase the pressure, come off the support and using bolsters or cushions, placing your support under the legs so the knees are risen off the floor but supported. And the closer your support to the feet, the deeper you'll go into the stretch here. Knees can be together or wider. Our final options to use no support. Raising the knees when you're ready to bring the weight onto the top of the feet in this way. Hands and arms can be anywhere comfortable. Relaxing your shoulders and finding a focus point in front. Soften the eyes and beginning to connect with the breath here. Using each inhale to create space within the body. And using the exhale to soften within the pose. This is our ankle stretch. It will open and strengthen the ankles. If you feel any sharp pain, maybe back off a little by using support. And also watching out for any messages from the kneecaps. Remember to choose an option that suits your body. We're stimulating the 6 meridians that begin or end within the lower body, the lines that we tend to stimulate the most within our yin postures, and in particular the urinary bladder meridian today runs along the edge of the foot before ending at the pinky toe. Keep using your breath here to melt into the sensations that you feel. Releasing from the pose now, coming onto all fours. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Just tapping the feet here to release from the previous shape. Draw the hips back as you come onto the toes. Just take a moment here. Taking our downward dog position. Drawing the pelvis to the sky, keeping the legs bent, coming high on the toes. Open the front of the body, shoulders soft. You can walk your feet here to stretch through the back of the legs. Before coming to a neutral position, straight or bent legs, and taking a few breaths here into the back of the body. Stepping forward to the front of your mat, placing the feet relatively under the hips. If you have high blood pressure or need some support, you could use a block or even a chair in front. Or you could use a block to rest the head and relax the shoulders. Also hold elbows with the hands. It's a 3 minute in our dangling position. If you have tight hamstrings, really bend the knees here. Make sure you're comfortable relaxing the upper body, allowing the weight to hang. Allow the hamstrings to fully soften before starting to play with the edge of the pose. Once you reach your final position, bringing the focus completely to the breath here, at the back of the body, the back of the heart. Feeling the back of the body expand. Lengthening through your exhale. As you release, holding within the lower back, and allow this part to really relax, feel a deeper opening. It's quite normal to feel shaking, maybe at the back of the legs, within the pelvis. Let the breath be the anchor so you can stay with these sensations rather than reacting or responding to them, just learning to observe. Listening to the messages of the body. Consciously relax the areas of the body that feel tight today. Bringing the awareness back to your body now. Dropping the hands to the floor to step back with the right foot, dropping the right knee to the ground. You could use padding here. Keeping the left knee and ankle fairly in line. Release the weight of the pelvis to the floor. The hands can stay here towards the ground. You can use the blocks at various heights, or place the hands on that left thigh to come into a more dragon flying high position. Releasing the shoulders. It's a 3-minute hold here. As we bring it back to the breath here, we're stimulating into the urinary bladder meridian on the left side, the back of the thigh here, into the hamstring. Also compressing around the lumbar back. We're still finding our edge here, becoming comfortable before creating more space. Keeping the awareness in your body. Staying mindful to relax the sensations as we hold here. Trying to create space, micro movements, as the body melts into its own shape here. Taking the hands back to the ground now, just spread the fingers here. We're going to step back into a downward dog position. Find a line of energy from the hands to your sit bones. Legs can be bent or straight as you breathe into the body here. Stepping forward with your right foot, dropping the left knee to the floor. You could use a cushion to protect that knee. Right knee fairly in line with the right ankle. You could have a low position using blocks here, blocks at the side of the body or hands on the top of the right thigh. If it's comfortable, coming into a more upright position. Dropping the weight to the pelvis, the weight to the hips here. Finding your breath. And as you resist any temptation to push the body, just allowing the breath to do the work for you. To allow a softening to come over the pose. Stay receptive to how this feels and where in the body begins to open. As we stay mindful to any messages the body offers, we can begin to create more space where we feel stuck or tight within the pose. Lifting through the front of the body, maybe softening around the chest and shoulders. Dropping the hands again to the floor, let's take our downward dog position here. Keep opening through the front and back of the body. Breathing into the back of the heart here. stepping towards the front of your mat to come back into a dangling position here. Find a shape that's comfortable for our 3-minute hold. Finding your breath and staying receptive to how the body physically opens, but also becoming aware of how you're responding to the pose. We're going deeper into the urinary bladder here, running through the back of the legs into the hamstrings. Also the whole of the back of the body. Our bladder meridian works with the kidney meridian, bringing balance back to the body, releasing in particular the emotion of fear as we hold here. Bringing the hands again to the floor to step back with the right foot, dropping that right knee. You could use padding here. Coming into a variation of the dragon flying low. Popping your bolster or cushion under the pelvis so you have some support. If you need a higher height, place your blocks under the bolster or use additional cushions. Begin to walk the left foot forward to bring a deeper stretch to the hamstrings on the left side. The elbows and head could be supported by a block. You can bring the head to the floor. To go deeper, you could straighten that left leg or place a block under the left sit bone or just a smaller cushion here. Still supporting the body in front. And you have the option of using no support at all and coming into the full splits if you prefer. Making sure you're comfortable. Relaxing the shoulders, the head. Bring the focus back to the breath here. It's a 3-minute hold. Try not to force, but using the breath to soften the parts of the body you can feel the stretch. Actively relaxing the body. Stay receptive to how the body begins to melt. Noticing how you're responding to this pose without judgment, always with compassion. And allowing yourself to change the shape if you move from uncomfortable to a place of pain. It's a constant listening to the body and allowing yourself to respond here. Mindfully and slowly lifting the body now. Just bend your front leg to help you step back when you're ready into a downward dog here. Drawing the fronts of your hips back, the chest towards the thighs with the shoulders soft. Stepping forward with the right foot when you're ready, coming back into the shape on this side. Remember your options, you could use a bolster, block or smaller cushion. Walking the right foot forward, you can straighten the leg here to reach your edge. Becoming comfortable on this side. The shoulders, the head. Finding your shape. As we bring the focus back to the breath here. Mindfully taking the awareness into the body and directing your breath to where you feel the stretch. Actively soften this part of the body. Mindfully and slowly lifting from the pose now. Just bend that right knee to help you step back into your final downward dog here. Root down through the hands as you open the front of your body, relaxing the back of the legs, feeling the breath in the back of the heart. Bending your knees now to come back into our child's pose. You're welcome to use a cushion under your pelvis or head. The hands can be out in front, they can support the head, or taking the arms to the side of the body. Relaxing the shoulders, the head here. The belly is soft, allowing the spine to curve, soften into the lower back, the sacrum, and just observing the gentle breath you can feel in the back of the body here. Slowly rolling out of your child now to come into a seated position with the legs out in front. As you come into the seated position, if your lower back has a tendency of rounding here, just pop yourself onto a bolster, blocks or cushions. This height will bring the pelvis into a flexion, allowing you to fold forward and take our next position. The first position for our caterpillar pose is bending the legs here and popping a bolster or some cushions under your legs. As you relax the legs here, you can fold forward using the tops of your thighs to support the body. As you begin to relax within the pose, you can straighten the legs more, reduce your support, still bringing the chest towards the top of the thighs. Using blocks or smaller cushions as you reduce your height. Still wanting the hamstrings to be relatively comfortable, and if you have trouble reaching the top of the thighs with the forward fold, just using a bolster or cushion here, relaxing the shoulders, the head, and your support can be in any position that suits your body. either across the legs or out in front. If you're experiencing more tightness at the back of the body and not so much in the hamstrings, you can use the bolster resting on your legs to support the upper body, or create some space between the legs for your blocks. The blocks can be at various heights, and using the bolster and blocks to support you in the forward fold. We also have options to place blocks under the feet to go deeper into the hamstrings. You can still use bolsters at the front of the body, or just rest the head down towards the legs. And your final option is to use no props at all. Just soften the bones of the body and folding forward into your caterpillar, relaxing your shoulders, your head, making sure you're comfortable for our 5-minute hold here. So allowing yourself to completely surrender here, letting go of any effort. Bringing the focus back to the breath. With each inhale, creating the space at the back of the heart. Extend a comfortable exhale here, releasing any resistance to hold on. And really tuning into the body, how it responds to the letting go. As we stay with the breath and the body begins to soften, we're able to go deeper. Or maybe you need to pull back a little, allowing yourself to change the shape. Stimulating fully into the urinary bladder meridian here, through the back of the legs, the back of the body. Staying receptive to the physical, how the body responds as we let go with the stillness, but also how you're finding the pose. Becoming aware of the mental patterns, the emotional responses, and giving yourself this space to just observe. Mindfully and slowly lifting from the pose now, taking your time here. Popping your hands behind, lifting through the heart here to release the spine. You can bend your knees here and gently flow the knees from side to side to come into a gentle twist here. Coming onto the back of the body when you're ready, the legs can be bent or straight, or you could be on the front of the body if you prefer. Just relaxing your shoulders. Taking a moment here to notice how the body's feeling following your practice so far. Coming back onto the back of the body if you're on your front, and bringing the knees to the chest here, holding the kneecaps as you draw the knees to the chest. Taking the knees over to the left side of the body. You could straighten the left leg or both legs here, or just use cushions, blocks or bolsters to support you in the pose. Trying to keep the right shoulder down, the right arm can be straight or in a fork position. We're coming to the end of the class now, so just allow yourself to be relaxed here. If your right shoulder comes off the floor, you could use a cushion or blanket as support. Relaxing the feet, the legs, allow the body to be completely comfortable in this shape now. Bring the focus back to the breath here. Directing the breath into the right side of the rib cage. Feel the space through the one side of the body. As you exhale, without moving the legs, bringing more of this right side down towards the floor. Softening the right arm, the right shoulder, the right side of your chest, the rib cage, even the right side of the muscles of your back. Just noticing if this creates a bit more space for the twist. Stimulating the whole of the spine, relaxing where we've worked today, and bringing that sense of surrender back to your body. If you have your legs straight, just bend the knees here to draw the knees back to the chest when you're ready. Hug the knees to the chest here for a moment. Let's take the same shape on the opposite side, dropping the knees over to the right. You can stay here and support the legs or straighten your left leg or both legs, going deeper into the hamstrings here. If your left shoulder comes off the floor, you could use padding. Let's bring that sense of surrender back to the pose here, making sure the body is supported in any place it needs, so you're able to completely relax now. Soften your face, the shoulders. Bring in the breath towards the left side of the body, observing the space here with each inhale. As you exhale, actively soften more of this left side down. Your left arm, the shoulder, around your collarbone, the rib cage, the muscles of the left side of the back. Feel the space. And noticing how comfortable this pose can become as you give yourself permission to completely relax and let go here. If you have your legs bent, again just bend the knees here. Before drawing the knees to the chest and just hugging the knees here, releasing into that lower back. You can always rock the back from side to side. Before coming into our final shape, our Shavasana, the resting pose. Legs can be bent, your legs can be straight. You could use a cushion under your knees, or coming onto the front of the body if you prefer. You could use a cushion behind the head. Whichever your position now, just be comfortable. Rolling back your shoulders. Open the heart. Relaxing the jaw, the mouth, the muscles of your face. And sweeping a sense of softness through the body now. Allowing the breath to be the anchor to control the mind. There's no effort, no control. Releasing the weight of your pelvis, the weight of your hips, bringing a sense of heaviness to the legs, to the channels within the feet. Just giving yourself this moment here to rest, to release. I will leave you here to stay in the Shavasana for as long as you need to. Do allow yourself this time now to rest the body completely. I do hope you've enjoyed your class with me today. Come back and see me for more classes. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening. Namaste.